Hello, Tabletop Chuck here, and for 10th edition, they just released the new data sheets on the Space Marines. Adeptus Astartes Army Rules. So, first and foremost, Oath of the Moment. So, when you pick a unit at the start of the command phase, each time a model from your army with this ability makes an attack, that target re-rolls hits, and you can re-roll the wound roll. That's re-roll the roll. Alright, so the reason why that's important, what makes Oath of the Moment so good with being allowed to re-roll the whole roll, is things like sustained hits, lethal hits, devastating wounds, things like that that are in the new abilities for the weapons of Space Marines. Because then you can fish for those abilities. That's a term that we use in 40K. We're fishing for those rolls. You want sixes. Or let's say you have anti-infantry, or let's say you have anti-tank or something like that, anti-vehicle, right? And it's 3+, 4+, whatever the anti-ability is. On that number of that roll, it becomes a mortal wound. It becomes a devastating wound, right? So you're fishing. So the enemy has what are those? A basilisk, right? You're playing guard. He's got a basilisk back there. You need the basilisk taken out. It's creating havoc, right? Oath of the Moment on the basilisk. Drop in some interceptors and pour plasma all over the bad boy. Boom, right? Because you get your rerolls. You're fishing. Or now that the storm speeders have deep strike, you can bring in a storm speeder from deep strike. Oath of the Moment about a tank that's in the back that they're just keeping back there and protected. You can Oath of the Moment. You can deep strike in Oath of the Moment the tank and pour anti-tank on it and get the full re-rolls because you're fishing for devastating stuff. I mean, dude, it is so good. Space Marines are going to be so good. So Oath of the Moment is good. Adeptus Astartes is coming to kill some stuff, man. Their backs are against the wall in the lore, and they're showing up for the Imperium, right? Let's continue. Combat Doctrines. Devastator. You can advance and shoot. Okay, cool. Everybody's Raven Wing now? Alright. Well, anyway, I like it. It's really awesome. It makes sense. It makes sense. Devastator Doctrine. They're devastating. They're fast. They're getting into where they need to be, and they're putting wounds on you, right? They're still allowed to shoot. I like it. Love it. Tactical Doctrine. This unit's eligible to shoot and declare a charge in which they fell back. That's huge, especially when we get into some of these units and some of these data slates. Are you kidding me? Like, wait till we get to tactical, just regular tactical Firstborn Marines. When we get down to them, you can see what you can equip and outfit that unit with, and then that unit itself has a Tactical Doctrine at all times, so it can fall back, shoot, and charge. Just that unit. I'm seeing some Firstborn coming back. I'm probably going to take some Horus Heresy models because they're Primaris size, and I'm going to run them as my tactical squads. As long as they're on the right base, you're not going to have an issue. Assault Doctrine. This unit is eligible to charge in which it advanced. Now Space Marines get advanced and charge? I mean, okay, so here's what you do with that, right? Here's what you do with that. You have an assault squad, whether it's regular assault Marines or it's assault Terminators, because assault Terminator squad looks sick right now too. We'll get into that. You take an assault squad of whatever it is, hold them back, keep them on that back objective. You know what I mean? Let them sit there until you're in the assault doctrine and you need something wiped off the board, or you need another objective cleared. You have 2 turns before you get into assault doctrine to kind of like fix them into position for this, and then you advance and you charge with an assault unit. There's also other character models that when you put them in a squad, they have an ability to put that said squad in any doctrine. So you don't always. We'll get into it. Man, it's so deep. This is so deep. It gets so good. It gets so good. So let's get into some of the stratagems. Only in depth does duty end. So let's get into the stratagems. For 2 CP, Each time a model in your unit is destroyed, if that model has not fought this phase, do not remove from play. The destroyed model can fight after the attacking model's unit has finished making its attacks, and it is removed from play. Okay, cool. So for 2 CP, I guess we're all world leaders. We all get a fight on death, right? So if you have an assault unit and you're putting it in there, and let's say you charged something that has fight first, if you have 2 CP in the bank, okay, only in death does duty in. Whatever you kill on your fight first for 2 CP, I at least get a fight with before it's all said and done. I mean, it's a good counterbalance. It's a little expensive. We'll see if there's any units that get it for free, because I've been noticing that some stratagems are for free, like Heroic Intervention. If I have my champion in my command squad of Terminators for Dark Angels, the whole unit gets it for free. They get Heroic Intervention. I mean, that's a 2 CP stratagem for free because I have a cool Dark Angel model that you don't have. Anyway, Honor the Chapter is a pretty cool one. Until the end of phase, melee weapons equipped with this unit have Lance ability. If your unit is under the effect of the Assault Doctrine at the end of the phase, improve the armor penetration of 1. That's pretty cool. That's going to be pretty cool. Another stratagem for 1 CP is Armor of Contempt. So it increases your saving throw. It decreases the opponent's AP by 1. If so facto, vice versa. Oh, it's all good. So, more stratagems. You got Adaptive Strategy, Select a Devastator Doctrine. Okay, so 4 CP. Here we go. 4 CP. You can put them in whatever doctrine you want. So 4 CP, go ahead and put that Assault Squad in Assault Doctrine and chuck them at the enemy turn 1. Knock something off the board. Warhammer 40K is a game of trading. You want to trade off units. And if you're better off at trading than they are, then that's really good. So take your Assault Squad. Let's say you got Terminators. Knock off a regular troop unit. They're off the board. They can't be used anymore. And your Terminators have staying power. They're not going to knock them off the board unless they come at them with something elite. And then you pulled out their elite unit to take out your elite unit. And then you counter with one of your elite units. I mean, it's 40K 101, right? You know what I mean? But still. So, Storm of Fire. Your shooting phase. 1 Adeptus Astartes unit from your army, right? Until the end of the phase, ranged weapons equipped with models in your unit have ignore cover. Wow! And if your unit is under the effects of Devastator Doctrine until the end of the phase, the armor penetration goes up 1. Oh, wow! So for a CP, you get old Devastator Doctrine rules, but you also ignore cover. I mean, this is so good. This is so good. Squad Tactics. Your opponent's phase, enemy, normal attack, advance or fall back. So 1 Adeptus Infantry unit or mounted unit from your armies within 9 inches of the enemy model just into that move. Your unit can make a normal move up to D6. Okay. So you cannot select a unit that is within engagement range of 1 or more enemy units. So, that's pretty cool. You can move when your opponent finished an advance or a move. That's could be pretty big. You get to reposition yourself. Okay, so enhancements. I'm trying to go a little bit quick through this, guys. Artificer armor, save characteristic of 2, and Philippine 5 ability. Really good. Honor Viviment. Add 1 to the attack characteristics and strength characteristics of the bearer's melee. When the bearer affects Assault Doctrine, it's 2 to attacks and strength. So adapt the codex. So you put it on a captain model only if that captain and then at the start of your command phase, the bearer's on the battlefield. Instead of selecting a combat doctrine to be active for your army, you can select tactical doctrine. If you do until the next combat phase, the doctrine is active for the bearer's unit only. So that fallback shoot and charge thing. Big deal. Fallback shoot and charge is huge in 40K. Other armies that had it in 9th edition were just immediately like A tier, S tier armies. To have the ability to fall back, shoot and charge is so good. It's so good. While the bearer is leading this Bolter Discipline, gives you sustained hits and automatic hit roll, automatic hit unmodified hit rolls of 5 scores a critical hit. So, that's pretty cool. Let's see. Primaris Captain. What are some of the important units that I want to go through and highlight? So, let's see. You give him a shield. He has 6 wounds. His base is 6, toughness 4, hits on 3s. He's got 5 wounds, leadership 6, OC 1. He can have a pistol, heavy pistol, mastercrafted bolt rifle, which I think mostly that's probably what people will be taking, unless you're going to take the plasma pistol. But the mastercrafted's 2 damage anyway. If you need the AP, you'll take plasma. I think I see everybody, unless they're going for the power fist because they're going for that strength 8. I think mastercrafted power weapon is going to be pretty much on everybody's, depending on point cost. But for the most part, I think everybody's going to be taking mastercrafted power weapons. Attack 6, hits on 2s, strength 5, neg 2 AP 2. That strength 8 might matter because there's quite a bit more Space Marine units now that have T6. So, and if your Space Marine is going to become very popular, when you're in tournaments, you're going to be playing a lot of Space Marines, right? And then if you're hitting on strength 6, and if you go against squishy stuff like Eldar and Imperial Guard and Gene Stealers, then you're wounding on 2s. And with the teeth that Space Marines have now, you're going to be wounding all the time anyway. Rites of Battle. Once per battle round, you can use this stratagem for 0. So finest hour, once per battle fight phase. If it can use this ability, if it does, add 3 attacks to the. Wow! Wow! Once per battle, you get plus 3 attacks, and it becomes devastating wounds. Now that's huge. That's going to be real big for the Primaris Captain. He's got leadership keyword. He can be attached to. He can be attached to Assault Intercessor Squad, Blade Guard Veteran Squad, Hellblaster Squad, Infernus Squad, Intercessor Squad, Stern Guard Veterans. The model cannot be attached to a Blade Guard Veteran Squad unless it's equipped with a Relic Shield, and it cannot be attached to a Hellblaster Squad unless it has a Plasma Pistol. Okay, keep it real, keep the flavor, make it make sense. I like it. I really like what you're doing here, GW, with 10th edition. I really do. I really like how you're making everything make sense. It's really awesome, GW. Captain in Gravis Armor, T6, Mastercrafted Power Weapon again, which everybody's going to have. He has the Relic Blade, and Relic Chain Fist, or Relic Fist, or Relic Chain Sword. Excuse me. But again, the Mastercrafted Power Weapon gets 6 attacks, where the Chain Sword only gets 3. I mean, AP, his Chain Sword does 2. Oh, but the Chain Sword also gets extra attacks. So that is okay. All right, got it. Each time attack is allocated to this model, half the damage. Is that all Gravis armor? Refuse to yield is the ability. Half the damage with refuse to yield. And again, he's got Rites of Battle. So once per battle round, a unit from your army can use this ability and can be targeted by a stratagem for 0 AP. Oh my, or 0 CP. Oh man, that's so good. Oh, that's so good. He can be attached to Aggressor Squad, Eradicator Squad, or Heavy Intercessor Squad. So let's Captain and Phobos. I don't want to go through everybody because there's a lot, right? Let's go down to here's regular Firstborn. I mean, Firstborn's awesome. They're kicking butt. Captain with Jetpack. Some of these are just so good. Captain on a Bike. Captain on a Bike is good. He's going to be awesome. I ran one in 9th edition. He can have the shield. That's going to give him 7 wounds because bikes have 6. So you get plus, so character has 5, plus the bike's going to give him 6. And if you put him on a shield, that's going to give him 7 wounds, right? That's really good. You can give him a Thunderhammer. You can give him Lightning Claws on a bike. The reason why it's so good on a bike is because the bike has a movement of 12. And it has, does this have Turbo Boost? I thought bikes auto advance 6. When he's leading a unit, ranged weapons equipped by models in that unit have assault ability. And you can give him free stratagem once per turn. So he's got an invulnerable save of 4 right off the bat. You can give him Twin Bolt, You give him you can give him mastercrafted bolt gun, inferno pistol, hand flamer. Hand flamer, it's kind of cool because it ignores cover and it auto hits, so it can have its uses. He can get relic weapon with 6 attacks. Honestly, unless you're going for the strength, I would say relic weapon's better than Thunderhammer and the chainsword. So it depends what you're going for, really, or what the point costs come out. To be. You can attach them to an Outrider squad. Here's the thing about that. Let's. There's so much to get into, guys. I should have probably gone live because there's so much to get into. Here's our 50 lieutenants that we get for being Space Marines. Here's our 10 Librarian characters that we get. Here's our 10 Chaplain characters that we get. So I was curious about Chaplains. I haven't seen anything about Chaplains yet. Here's Chaplains. Let's see what they got. So, Bulbasaur pistol has a pistol keyword. It's just a pistol. 1 shot. Strength 5. Nothing cool. Corvus, Arcanium, 5 attacks. Hits on 2s. Strength 6. Neg 1 for 2. It's good. It's cool. It could do some things. Okay, so Litany of Hate. Well, this model is leading a unit. Each time that model makes a melee attack, add 1 to the wound roll. Don't have to roll for it. You just get it now because they're attached. Spiritual Leader. Once per battle at the start of any phase, you can select 1 friendly Adeptus Astartes unit that has battle shocked, and within 12 inches of this model, no longer battle shocked. Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Huh? Units that are within 12 inches of Chaplains, no longer battle shocked. Dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. So you can attach them to Assault Intercessor squads, Blade Guard Veteran squads, Hellblaster squads, Inferior squads, Intercessor squads, Stern Guard Veteran squads. So yeah, I will attach him to a squad, keep it on my back objective. That's heavy shooting, heavy Intercessors, Hellblasters, Stern Guard, whatever. And just blast away down the field. And if you try to hit him or take away battle shock so that I lose that objective, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen because my Chaplains are. So this is so much fun. Chaplain in Terminator armor. He gives a unit 4-up, feel no pains against mortal wounds. Of course, he has Litany of Hate, 4-up invuln. Well, the other Chaplain, the Primaris Chaplain, had 4-up invuln too. Anti-infantry weapon with combi weapons, devastating wounds, rapid fire 1. Movement 5, strength. So he's Terminator armor. He's Chaplain Terminator armor. It is what it is. He gets deep strike and leader. You can attach him to a relic Terminator squad, Terminator Soul squad, and Terminator squad. The only thing you're missing is like reroll charges or something cool. But I do like that Ninth there was different litanies. That was really cool. So yeah. He doesn't do the control thing. But he gives you infernal pains against mortals, which are devastating wounds, are considered mortal wounds. So, he a little bit of cushion there against all the devastating wounds that are being passed around for free. Chaplain on bike. He's a Chaplain like the other Chaplains, but he goes vroom vroom and has 5 wounds. Movement 12, Catechism of Fire. So each time this unit is selected to shoot, you can select an enemy unit within 12 inches that's visible to this model at the end of the phase. Range attacks equipped with this model and this model's units have the devastating wounds. He gives devastating wounds. He gives devastating wounds. So you run him with some bikes, because all twin bolters on bikes now have devastating wounds. So, or twin linked. So you're re-rolling. My bad. Yeah. So if I run, let's talk Dark Angels a little bit. If I get my Black Knights, right, and they have Plasma Talons, and they're twin-linked Plasma Talons, and they're supercharged doing 3 damage now, because that seems to be the flavor of 10th, and I give it devastating wounds, because I threw a Chaplain on a bike in there, game over. You can attach them to a bike squad and an Outrider squad. I'm just going to go ahead and get to it. With the Outrider squad now, you can put the AVT, yeah, the 4-wheeler. You can go ahead and attach it to the Outrider squad. So now you can have an Outrider squad of 3 bikes with the Multi-Melta AVT in it, with a Chaplain in it, or whatever else you want to do. captain on bike, because you can attach him to the unit. So that's a really heavy, hard-hitting, fast attack that you got over there on your flank coming around the bend. I mean, it's an issue. It's going to be great. It's going to be glorious. Chaplain with jetpacks. It's a chaplain with a jetpack. Primaris Tech Marines. Let's see. Blessing of Omnicia. Command phase. Select an enemy model. So that's the heal at D3 wounds. That's what they do. His power act can have if a vehicle is destroyed within 12 inches until the end of the next battle round, his power axe has attack characteristics of 7. His power axe is strength 6, -2 AP 2. Oh, he's gonna kill some stuff. He's pretty cool. Does he have lone operative keyword? He does not have lone operative keyword. If he did, that would be great. So he has leader. You attach him to assault intercessors, servitors, or intercessor squad. That's interesting, I guess. That's weird. I'm gonna have to talk to some friends on that one, because Tech Marines they seem weird. Okay, so there's regular Tech Marine. No Tech Marine on bike! Ew, when are you gonna get your stuff together, GW? Alright, so Intercessor Squad. Sergeant can take a plasma pistol, Power Fist, Power Weapon, Thunderhammer. Power Weapon's cool. They just pretty much gave it an extra attack instead of like -3 AP, but it only does 1 damage still. So I'm taking Power Fist in on my sergeants, but whatever. We'll see. Point costs matter. Hand flamer, bolt pistol, Astartes grenade launcher. They have the grenade keyword, so with that stratagem you can do mortal wounds. They're battle lined and they have Tacticus, so you can take a lot and use really cool stratagems on them. Objective secure. If you control objective marker at the end of your command phase, the units within range of the objective marker remains under your control, even if there are no models in range of the. Okay, so they give you sticky objectives. All right. Well, I talked about maybe taking 10 of them. If they're cheap enough, perhaps. Super basic. Infernus Squad, they're flamey boys. They will melt you down. Wow. So we all know what they do. They've been releasing them and telling everybody. Straight fly flamers that auto hit, and they have to take a battle shock test if they're hit with flames. So assault intercessors, equip the sergeant with some really cool stuff. Make him a cool killy boy. Heavy bolt pistol and a Astartes chainsword. They're going to be ran with my Black Templars for sure. But you put that Terminator, you put that Chaplain with him, they could be a problem. Librarian with jetpack. He's like Librarians, but he has a jetpack. Lieutenant with combi weapon. He's like lieutenants, but with combi weapons. Evade and survive once per turn. Normal attack, advance, and move within 9 inches of this unit. More unit, it can make a normal move. Oh, cool. So he kind of gets to move twice. That could be a big deal. Heavy intercessors. They did them justice. T6. 3 up save. 3 wounds. Leadership 6. OC 2. And if you're shooting at them with damaged 1 weapons, it increases their saving throw. So they could have 2 ups, and if you put them in cover, if it's a -1 AP, and then they don't get that -1 AP doesn't work either because they're in cover. So they will be saving on 2 ups in cover. So if they're shot with the right weapons, that makes them very, very tough. You attach a captain to them or a chaplain or something like that, they become even better. Heavy bolter has assault, heavy, and sustained hits 1 in it. So again, with all the rerolls you're getting with Oath of the Moment and stuff like that, that makes this unit deadly. Period. Heavy intercessor squad. For every 5 models, you can get another heavy bolter. So take, 5, you get 1 heavy bolter. If you have 10, you get 2 heavy bolters. The regular heavy bolt rifle's assault with heavy. So heavy is you don't move, you get +1 to hit, right? So you could be hitting on 2s if you don't move. Infiltrator squad, set up on the board anywhere you want. Can't deep strike. Can't bring in reinforcements within 12. Hexagon Lance, same thing as 9th. Comms array. Oh wow, each time a bearer unit within a stratagem uses a stratagem, roll a d6 on a 5-up, you get a CP. Those are coming. Infiltrator squads are coming. Because you only get 1 CP every command phase anyway, right? So, but you could really bolster your army by getting command points when your opponent uses them. It could really be a game changer. Because some of these stratagems are really, really good. But they doled it down by not letting you have so much command points. And play the game, right? But let the abilities flow. I like it. Tactical squad. Okay. Tactical flexibility is their ability. This unit's eligible to shoot and declare a charge in which they fell back. So they get it all the time, right? So here's what you do. You hook one up with a grav gun or multi-melta, because you get 1 heavy in the unit, right? You put on Thunderhammer on your sergeant. They have the grenades. They have battle lines. You can take several of them. Tons of potential there, man. And you attach a character to them. You all of a sudden, a unit that's probably going to be cheap, costly, move 6, toughness 4. So they don't have a lot of staying power, but they have a lot of taking off. They have some teeth, man. They'll have some teeth. They'll do their job. That's what I like about it now. Scouts get a pre-game move. They can be equipped with kind of deadly weapons. They only got scout. What? Scout's got 2 wounds now. What? At the end of your opponent's turn, this unit moves 6 inches away from all enemy units. You can remove this unit from the battlefield and place it in strategic reserves. Oh, you're scoring points with these cats. I think I need to pick up some scouts. Scouts matter again, bro. Scouts are going to be used real big now. I probably see in tournament play, you're going to see more and more scouts, I think, in every list. Primaris Company Champion. So he just has a mastercrafted power weapon with precision. He's an anti-character guy. Each time a model makes a melee attack and targets a character, you can reroll hit rolls and wound rolls. Yeah, he's just an assassin. You can attach him to Assault Intercessors, Blade Guard Veterans, Inferno Squads, Intercessor Squads, Stern Gun Veteran Squads. Apothecary, you can attach him to Stern Guard, Intercessor, Inferius, Hellblaster, Desolation Squad, and Assault Intercessor Squad. So, yeah, and he can be attached to a unit that already has a Captain, a Chapter Master, or Lieutenant. When this model's bodyguard unit is destroyed, roll a d6 on a 2-up, you gain CP. And Narkethium, while this unit's model is leading a unit in your command phase, you can return 1 destroyed model, excluding character models, to the unit. So, bringing those guys back. When a model's bodyguard unit is destroyed, on a 2-up, you get a CP. Again, fishing for CPs. So, apothecaries will be back in the game. They will be attached to units, because players are going to fish for those CPs. They're going to fish for the CP. The biologistics, we've already seen him. The Ancient's not a big deal, man. He can give up 4-up, feel no pains if somebody died within the objective marker, and he increases your objective control characteristic by 1. I mean, cool. Blade Guard Ancient's even more lame. He improves the objective control, and once per battle, you can increase the attack characteristics. So, I mean, I guess not. Are you really going to take Blade Guard Veterans to hold an objective and try to swing back, or are you going to use them to go and try to take? Oh, you know what? It does come into effect if you're going to try to take. Because then whatever happens in the combat, at least you got more objective control +1, right? And you can increase that attack characteristic by 1 to try to wipe out as much as possible. So it could come in handy when you're trying to take objectives from other people. Terminator Armor, 4-up invuln. The shield gives them 6 wounds instead of 5. If your units go below half strength, you get +1 to hit and +1 to wound. He'll be in some Terminator squads for sure. There's no doubt. Blade Guard Veterans, not what I thought. They only get 4 attacks apiece. I was thinking 5. Maybe that's why they want you to take that Blade Guard Ancient, because once per game you can give them 5 attacks each. It's the same thing if you played with them in 9th. The Sergeant gets the Neo Volkite pistol or Plasma pistol. Each time a model's unit makes a melee attack, reroll 1s, or you can reroll 1s on saving throws. So you can choose defense or offense with them. That I'm bringing them. I will bring them. They're still a very good unit. They're still a decent unit. Command Squad, Firstborn, very versatile. You can use stratagems for free. You can bring them, or you can bring a banner for objective control. And if the unit contains an apothecary, you can bring a guy back every turn. We all know that. If they have the shield, they have 4 invulnerable saves. Who can get the shield, you say? Any number of models can have Grav Flamer, Grav Pistol, Inferno. Any number of company veterans can have the Astarte shield. Ooh, so you can replace pistols with shields. So you can make them all melee if you want. The trick is, and you can put Apothecary, Ancient, Company Champion, or 2 company veterans into the unit. So definitely has some flexibility there. That unit, you can do some cool things with it. Vanguard Veteran Squad. They get lethal hits when they charged. You can put storm shields on them, give them 4 invulnerable saves. You got heirloom weapons, which is attacks 4, hits on 3, strength 5, neg 1 AP for 1 damage. You can give them inferno pistols, hand flamers, grav pistols, bolt pistols, and it can be equipped to any unit. And we got them with jump packs, which means they just get more movement. Sterngarm Veteran Squad, we've all seen those cats. Judicaire, he's cool because whatever unit you put him in, the unit gets fight first. Big deal, big deal. And every time he kills a character, his attack characteristics go up by 1. And he has precision. So the Executioner Blade's going to be really freaking cool. Reaver Squad. Now this is something that I think Space Marines are going to take more. Toughness 4, hits on 3s, 2 wounds, leadership 6, 1 OC. Combat Knife has precision. Special issue bolt pistol has precision. Of course, those 2 items can be on the Sergeant. Here's what matters though, the grapple launcher. Each time they normal, advance, fallback, or charge move, you ignore the vertical distance. So the reason why that matters in 10th edition is because if you're 6 inches higher, you increase your AP when firing down. That's good. That's going to be good. And also with the new terrain rules, it's going to pull yourself up, get better saves, hold objectives, or use them as support fire to kill objectives, or put them in a position where they can take out units that have characters attached to them. Aggressor Squad, not what I thought they would be, but we already saw their deal. They could be good in the right army. Salamander's going to have good aggressor squads. Black Templars are going to have good aggressor squads. Those are 2 of the armies that I see. They'll Ultramarines. Those are 3 of the Space Marine armies where I see them really, really shining the most. If you have any other opinions, just comment below. Let me know. Terminator Assault Terminator Squad. Woohoo! Thunderhammer, devastating wounds. Lightning Claws. You can give them Storm Shields, which will give them 4 wounds. We're all on top of what Terminators are doing now. All of them get 4 up save. Teleport Homer. So, at the start of the battle round, you can set up on the battle Homer anywhere on the battlefield. This is your opponent's deployment zone. That's not your opponent's deployment zone. If you do once per battle, you can target this unit with Rapid Egress Stratagem for 0 CP. But when resolving the stratagem, you must set up the unit within 3 inches horizontally of that token and not within 9 inches of enemy models. Each time this unit ends a charge move, each enemy unit within engagement range of that unit must take a battle shock test. So you're going to stick a chaplain with them, you're going to deep strike them in, you're going to charge with them, and you are going to make somebody battle. You're going to take an objective from somebody with these guys. I promise. I swear to God. Trust me. Take them. Bring them. Regular Terminator Squad gets Fury of the First, so you add 1 to hit rolls if you're attacking somebody that has the Oath of the Moment on them. And they too have Teleport Homer. They don't get Lightning Claws. They don't get Thunderhammers. The Assault Terminator Squad gets Lightning Claws and Thunderhammers. That's something that you need to... I wish Lightning Claws had anti-infantry. That would be cool, right? Relic Terminator Squads are sick. Okay, Power Fist, Power Weapon, Lightning Claws, Fury of the First. So they're attacking something with Oath of the Moment. You reroll hit rolls. Volkite Charger does devastating wounds. Reaper Autocannon, devastating wounds and sustained hits 1. Their Flamer is strength 5 with neg 1 AP. Combi Bolters rapid fire 2. And then they have the plasma. But only the Relic Sergeant can have the Plasma Bolter or Volkite Charger. Okay. Alright, so Volkite Charger. That's what he's getting. You can have the Grenade Harness, which is... it gives the bearer the grenade keyword. That's a CP for mortal wounds. You can take 1 to 10 of them. So, again, you stick a chaplain with them. And you throw them at something. It dies. Centurion Assault Squad. Really good for taking out... So if you don't want to bring tanks, but you need some anti-tank, you bring the Centurion Assault Squad. You bring the Centurion Devastator Squad. That's who you bring for these cats. Decimator Protocols. Each time you range attack, you reroll 1s of that attack enemy units with an objective marker. You can also reroll hits instead. And they have sustained hits on the twin heavy bolter, twin linked, twin las cannon, which is twin linked las cannons, grav cannon, which is anti-vehicle 2. So you equip them with grav cannons and you're re-rolling to take out vehicles, or you equip them with las cannons and you're re-rolling hits to take out vehicles. So if they're within objective markers, either way, super good, super good. So they all have 1 Centurion missile launcher. Even number of models can have their grav cannons replaced with the following: las cannon or heavy bolter. I'm just bring 1 with the las cannons and the other 2 with grav cannons. That sounds doable. And Victor Warsuit, we know what he can do. Toughness 8, that's pretty cool. Moves 8, 12 wounds. He gets bracketed if he's at 1 to 4. You subtract 1 from hit rolls. The Fist is average, 5 attack, strength 14. So once per your opponent's shooting phase, while friendly units, Phobos infantry models within 6 inches of this model select a target, can use this ability. This model can shoot as if it were your shooting phase. Oh, pretty cool! So you get to shoot back during your opponent's shooting phase if any Phobos units are within 6 inches of the tactical warsuit. That's pretty cool. Dreadnoughts. There's so much to get into, guys. There's just so much. Redemptor, does he have anything new? Subtract 1 from damage characteristics. Microplasma is D6 plus 1. That's freaking awesome. Thank you. Thank you. So I can at least have a minimum of 2. I won't ever just be firing just 1. Alright. The Onslaught Gatling Cannon has devastating wounds. Twin linked for the Fragstorm Launcher. The Flamer is strength 5, neg 1 AP for 1. Ignores cover and has Torrent. Flamers are going to be a bigger deal here because of the way Oath of the Moment works. You can do it in somebody's movement, not just charge. So, you're moving around me and you're within range, I'm putting Flamer on you because I can. So that's what's happening with that. Brutalis. His Twin Link Talons and Twin Link Sweep. Charge move, enemy unit within range, you can roll a d6. On a 2 or 3, that unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. On a 4 or 5, suffers 3 mortal wounds. On a 6, it's D3 plus 3 mortal wounds. Brutalis charge, man. Don't be messing with them big chunky boys that are coming at you in Dreadnought armor. They're going to hurt you. Dreadnought, we've already seen the Brutalis Dreadnought. Data Slates. Assault Squad, they're the same as other squads, but they're assaulty. Which means you can give them Lightning Claws, Thunderhammers, Power Fist, Eviscerator, which is just sustained ones, sustained hits. Chainsword Doctrines. Each time she is made to fight with one of the abilities of a starter's chainswords equipped models unit at the end of the phase. So if they have chainswords, if the assault squad has chainswords, it can get sustained hits 1, lethal hits, or lance. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Assault squad with jam packs. Similar to the assault squad, but then they got jetpacks. Outrider squad. Boom, baby. Each time they advance, you get 6 to the movement characteristics. They have 4 wounds. The Invader AVT has 8. Their toughness 5. OC2. OC2 is cool. You can get multi-meltas, oscillating Gatling cannon, twin bolt rifles, heavy bolt pistol, the chain sword, which is 4 attacks, neg 1 AP for 1, or close combat weapon, 5 attacks with no AP. But here's the thing about them, is now you can do 2 to 5 outriders. You can have a sergeant and an AVT, right? But then you can put that chaplain on a bike with them. That's gonna be a big difference. And Oath of the Moment, again, Oath of the Moment. You put Oath of the Moment on a unit, you bring these cats up from around the flank, you're gonna see it. You'll see it. It'll be out there for sure. Outrider Escort. Once per turn, your opponent's shooting phase, while a friendly Adeptus Astartes mounted unit within 6 of this model selected as a target of an attack, this model can use its ability. If it does, after the enemy model uses finish and makes an attack, this model can shoot as if it were your shooting phase. So, if somebody tries shooting your Outriders and you have this Invader ATV in it, you get to shoot back. It's going to make it fun. You can bring them because they have purpose. They didn't have that much purpose in 9th. They were cool models. They're fun to bring on the board. They looked cool, but they weren't doing nothing. Now they're going to always be doing something. That's what I love about 10th edition. Everything is always going to have something to do. It's going to be real cool. Bike squads, scout bike squads. Scouts are going to be cool, bro, because you can take stuff. Attack bike squad. So bike squads, you can attach 1 attack bike to it. Regular attack bike squads, you can make squads of 3. Heavy bolts, twin bolt guns, twin links, multi-melta 2, sustained hits on the heavy bolter if you take that. So all my attack bikes have multi-meltas. That's just the way it is. They have the escort as well, so if the unit gets shot, they can shoot back. Suppress fire. You subtract 1 from the hit roll of enemies that you hit with this, with the suppressor squad. So same as 9th, but then they have suppress fire. Inceptor squad has deep strike. Oath of the Moment. When this unit is set up on the battlefield from deep strike ability, it can perform a metric descent. If it does, this unit can be set up anywhere on the battlefield that is more than 3 inches horizontal from all enemy units, but until the end of the turn, it is not eligible to charge. So you can come in 3 inches away. 3 inches away, you can come in, right? Your plasma is 18 inches. Your assault bolsters is 18 inches. Assault pistol, sustained hits 2, and twin links on your assault bolsters. Okay, cool. Assault bolsters are cool, right? But supercharge is now 3 damage. Assault pistol, hazardous, twin linked. Your Oath of the Moment, you're re-rolling anyway, dude. So you bring them in, you put them on something in your Oath of the Moment to try to make sure you don't get that hazardous. You don't want hazardous ability, right? But you do want to supercharge. Neg 3 AP. You can attach a captain to them that can come in too with deep strike. They got jetpack, infantry jetpack, fly, Imperium, Gravis, Inceptor squad. I think they're going to be really freaking cool. Hopefully they don't cost too much points. That's what turned everybody off about them in 9th. They cost too much points, but there's still going to be a unit that you can come in, try to wipe something out with, or try to decrease the amount of something on the board, and then use another unit to wipe them out with. The whole plasma thing, Dark Angels, we'll see what we get with our plasma special abilities when that comes out. Hell Strike is cool. You come in, you're doing devastating wounds with an oscillating Gatling cannon. You increase the armor penetration by 1. Storm Speeder, Hell Strike. Oh yeah, we did that one. Thunder Strike. You can come in from Deep Strike. Deadly Demise, D3 Deep Strike. That's really good. That's really good. and each time it targets a monster or vehicle, any other friendly Adeptus Astartes that are targets that same monster or vehicle, add 1 to the wound roll. So what I was saying earlier, you bring them in from Deep Strike, clear those tinks off the back that they're trying to keep back there. They get no line of sight or whatever else that they're keeping back there. Fine, whatever. I'll move a Devastating Squad in, or I'll bring in Scepters in, bring this in from Deep Strike, put them both on that vehicle. Gone. Done. Game over. Your vehicle's gone. Thanks. Come play again. Bye. So, that's pretty cool. And then you have the same ability. Instead of using the Thunderstrike last Talon or the Icarus Pod, you can bring it with Meltas on the Hammer Strike. So Melta 2. Pretty cool, right? Ignores benefit. The Hammer Strike ignores cover. Yeah, I like it too. Do you like that? I like that. Land Speeders! Woohoo! Raven Wing! Target sighted. At your shooting phase, select an enemy model visible to this model until the turn of the phase. Friendly Adeptus Astartes make an attack with a blast weapon that targets that enemy unit. Add 1 to the hit roll. That attacked has the ignore cover ability. So if you're shooting something that has blast, it now ignores cover, and you add 1 to the hit roll. Pretty cool. Multi-Melta Heavy Bolter. So I like that it buffs other Astartes units that are around them. I mean, dude, if you play Dark Angels and you're reading this stuff, foaming at the mouth. I mean, this is so cool. Each time a model ends a normal move, you can select 1 enemy unit, excluding monster and vehicles, that it moved over during that move. Then roll a d6. For each 4-up, that enemy unit suffers 1 mortal wound. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. That's the Tornado. I run the Tornado because I put assault cannons and a heavy bolter on it. Oh, no, my bad. I put the assault cannon and the multi-melta on it. Yes. Assault cannon and multi-melta. It's really awesome. Really awesome. So, I like that. I like that it deals mortal wounds now. For stuff. For ending its move. That's pretty cool. So, fly over. Typhoon has missile launchers, frag and cracks. Fire and redeploy. Oh, cool. So if somebody moves with the engagement range of it, you can charge them. Okay. Hellblaster Squad. Woo! The thunder of Dark Angels. Alright, so assault, hazardous, heavy. 2 damage. We'll have stratagems that's going to turn that up to 3 when it's supercharged. 24 inches for the chapter. Each time a model is destroyed, a model in this unit is destroyed, add a d6 on 3-up. Do not remove it from play. The destroyed model can shoot after the attacking model has finished making its attacks. Is removed from play when resolving these attacks and hazardous taken. This ability is triggered even when a model in this unit is destroyed as a result of failing. Oh yes! 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 So when they blow themselves up from supercharging, they get to shoot again anyway. Maybe I'm reading that wrong, but right now I'm excited and that sounds great. I'm putting Azrael with a Hellblaster Squad, and I'm shooting you off the table. It's going to be so fun. Eliminator Squad. I love that their bolt rifles are damage 3 now. Or the last fusel's a D6. 36 inches. So good. So good. Each time, mark the target. Each time this unit remains stationary to the end of your next movement phase, ranged weapons equipped by these models in this unit have devastating wounds. Precision. Devastating wounds on the Bolt Sniper Rifle. 36 inches. Reposition unit under covering fire. Shooting phase. After this unit has shot and contains Eliminator Sergeant equipped with the Investigator Bolt Carbine, this unit can make a normal move. If it does so, until the end of turn, this unit is not eligible to declare a charge. Hit and run, baby! Hit and run. Love it! Infiltrators and stealth. Infiltrator keyword means you can set them up on the board. Anywhere. 9 inches away from an enemy at the beginning of the game. So, Oh, man. Glad I got some painted and ready to go. You know what I mean? Oh, here we go. Eradicator Squad. Heavy, melted 2. Heavy, melted 2. Total obliteration. This is what I wanted to know. Because you can put these cats in a rhino. And they can fire out the rhino. Right? Alright, so hear me out. 18-inch multi-melters. Heavy, melted 2, right? Total obliteration. Each time a rage attack is made by this model in this unit, targets a monster or vehicle model, you can re-roll hit roll, re-roll wound roll, re-roll damage roll. I think I'm gonna cry. I'm so happy. Cool, so they're cool. Devastator Squad. Let's see. If they remain stationary to your next movement phase, they ignore cover. Once per battle, after making a hit roll of the unit, you can change that roll to an unmodified 6. Oh, so anything with lethal, anything with sustained hits? Yep, heavy bolter. So your heavy bolter, you can change the roll because the cherub to a 6. Boom, unmodified 6. So sustained hits will kick in, and you get another hit. Let's see, missile launcher, multi-meltas, heavy bolters, heavy with sustained 1, grav cannons, anti-vehicle, and then you got last. Oh, I'm not seeing the plasma. Oh no, because I have Devastator Squad guys with plasma. Oh, what is that? I'm gonna have to figure that out. Okay. Alright. Oh no, plasma cannon right there. Why is it a star? The profile for this weapon can be found in Adeptus Astartes armory card. Okay, cool. Alright. They just didn't want to fit it on the card. Whatevs, bro. Well, anyway, so I can still take my plasma cannon with my Devastators. Desolation Squad. Indirect fire. We all know. Blast, indirect fire. Castellian launcher. Super crack launcher. Vigor launcher. They're hitting on 3s. So indirect fire, right? So 2s, which will become 3s, right? Because you're indirect fire. 3s, which become 4s because of indirect fire. Each time this unit remains stationary until your next movement phase, ranged weapons equipped by this model ignores cover ability and can ignore the penalty to their hit rolls when making attacks with indirect fire. Oh! Ha! I hope they don't cost a bunch of points. I bet they're going to cost a bunch of points, but they don't get the negative for indirect fire. Matter of fact, when you put them on the back objective and they don't move, they ignore cover too. I'm so taking your infantry off the game because I'm putting a captain with them and I'm re-rolling. Oh my god. Oh, suck it, Xenos filth. I'm just kidding. I play Xenos too. Thunderfire cannon. We all know what that does. Servitors firing. Yeah. That's cool. Man, this video is getting pretty long. Whirlwind! Pinning bombardment. In your search phase after this model is shot. So, launcher, infantry unit has to take a battle shock test. Okay, so it has indirect fire. And when it hits that unit, they have to take a battle shock test. Which means they could lose that objective. So Hunter Killer Missile, Stormbolter, Armored Trucks. Deadly Demise D3. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. The Predator. So when you target infantry, your armor penetration goes up by 1. Rapid fire with the Predator autocannon. Rapid fire 2. Hunter Killer Missile 1 shot. Heavy bolter sustained hits. Last cannon. So hold on. Wait a minute. You're going to improve the armor penetration when attacking infantry, but then you're not using what I mean. You might as well just take the autocannon all the time then, because then at least you get enough attacks to try to kill. You get 4 attacks, right? You're going to increase the armor penetration when hitting infantry models. Damage 3, strength 9. Okay, so you can take out some Gravis armor cats, but you're only going to be able to hit them 4 times. Like, I think Predator Destructor's a little lackluster. You better be bringing something else too with it. Don't don't rely on it to get to do the job all by itself. Hopefully it's cheap. The Annihilator now has twin linked las cannons, heavy bolter, las cannon, and storm bolter. Okay, so the Annihilator, we can reroll damage rolls against monsters and vehicles. Okay, it's toughness 10, 11 wounds. The Hunter Killer Missile strength 14 now. The las cannon strength 12. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see how much it costs. I'll just bring Eradicators and put them in a Rhino. Not feeling it. Not feeling it. Point cost matter. Gladiator Lancer. The Lancer Laser Destroyers. Heavy 2, 72 inches. D6 plus 3 damage. Oh, cool. We got Eldar weapons finally. Woohoo! Eldar weapons finally. Yay! Each time this model is selected to shoot, you can reroll hit rolls, and you can reroll wound rolls, and you can reroll damage rolls. Cool! Awesome. Gladiator Lancer's here to kill. Super duper, duper cool. The Reaper. And, let's see. Devastating wounds on the Gatling Cannon. 12 attacks. Icarus Rocket Pod. This model, twin heavy onslaught Gatling Cannon, has sustained hits 2 when targeting infantry. There's the anti-infantry. Why not just give it anti-infantry? I don't know. We'll see. I'm doing this real fast. I'm sure the numbers will play out. We'll see how it goes on the tabletop. But devastating wounds with sustained hits 2 and twin linked. So what does that mean, right? First off, it has Oath of the Moment. So you're rerolling. If you attack an infantry unit, let's say you put Oath of the Moment because you roll off that objective, rerolling hits and wounds anyway. So sustained hits is 2, which means for every 6, you're adding 2 more dice, right? So that has a potential of going from 12, let's say 18, if you're super lucky. You'll be getting 12 for sure. What sustained hits does, okay, so when you're rolling 12 dice to hit and you have sustained hits, chances are you're going to get 6 of those 12s, right? That's the 50-50 average. Sustained hits cranks that up just a little bit. You might get 1 or 2. So it makes that guarantee of getting at least 6 of that 12 better chance, right? Now, if you have Oath of the Moment, you're re-rolling, correct? You're re-rolling hits, correct? That 12 becomes a 12. You're probably going to get 12 hits. That's what you're fishing for. That's what you're hoping for. That's why you're putting Oath of the Moment on something, right? And then with Oath of the Moment, you're re-rolling. It's twin linked, right? So you're re-rolling wounds anyway, and you're fishing for devastating wounds. If I'm building that Gladiator, I like how you can build it for anti-tank, or you can build it for infantry. It's pretty great. It's pretty good. And then you have the Valiant, which is going to be used for killing monsters or vehicles. You add 1 to the hit roll. D6 plus 1 on the twin las. They're twin links, so you reroll wounds. Vindicator. Storm Demolisher Cannon is D6 attacks plus 3 for D6 damage. It has Deadly Demise. You suffer no penalties to hit rolls within engagement range of 1 or more enemy units. Cool. Oh, but you can't shoot blasts when you're in engagement range of enemy units. Okay, so Siege Shield is oh. Yeah, Siege. I'm not feeling Vindicator. Somebody has to explain that to me just to tell me why that's any good, because right now it looks like crap. Assault Ramp! Woohoo! Each time unit disembarks from this model after it has made its normal move, that unit is still eligible to declare a charge. So you move your Land Raider, you bring out your Assault Terminators, you charge, you battle shock them, you hit them with Thunder Hammers and Lightning Claws. Game over, son. Game over. Pack up your bags, go home, you're off this objective. It's mine. Godhammer Las Cannon. 48 inches, strength 12, 2 attacks, D6 plus 1. Meltas, heavy bolters, hunter killer missile. I mean, guess who's bringing Land Raiders again? The Crusader killer missile, hurricane bolters, rapid fire 6, twin linked hurricane bolters, and it has assault ramp. Assault cannon, devastating wounds, twin linked. Just so you know, my Black Templars are bringing the Land Raider Crusader. That's happening. For sure. They're going to melt the stuff and assault cannon it. The Redeemer, let's see what... oh, wow. The Flamestorm Cannon is a torrent weapon. That's D6 plus 3, strength 6, -2 AP for 2 damage. That is a really good flamer. That is a really good flamer. I think I want a Redeemer. Oh... I need to make a Redeemer. Yep, I need a Land Raider Redeemer. That's happening. Repulsor! Tons of freaking weapons. We all know what it does. The Las Cannon, D6 plus 1. Defense Array, 18, 3. Let's see. It has a Hunter Killer Missile. The Hunter Killer Slayer Missile, indirect fire, 1 shot. Strength 14, -3 AP for D6. Oath of the moment! Once per turn in your opponent's charge phase, enemy units selected by targets of that charge, but before it makes the charge move, can select an adaptive target from unit from that, but was selected as a target of the charge, provided that unit is not within engagement range of enemy units of this transport. It can embark within the... Oh! You're charging me? No, you're not. I'm jumping in my repulsor. Sucker! So good. So good. So good. Oh my god, it's so good. Each time this model makes an attack that targets a unit that's below half strength, add 1 to the hit roll. Okay, alright. Well, you know, so if you're bringing the Executioner, you're bringing it for anti-tank, right? You want to take out somebody else's flyers, or you want to take out somebody else's tank. The Defense Array, pretty cool. The Heavy Laser Destroyer, 72, D6 plus 4. It'd be really cool if it had anti-tank, but it doesn't. I'm not seeing the Executioner being better than the Repulsor anymore. I'm not. I think the Repulsor is going to be better. Because you can bring it for tricksy objective holding stuff. I mean, it has an OC of 5 by itself. So does the Executioner, but... Twin Heavy Bolter, sustained hits. I mean, you got other ways to bring anti-tank and other firepower in. The Executioner thing, adding 1 to hit... I just don't see it being a big deal, you know? So, there's the Executioner. We all have already seen Rhinos. We've seen Rhinos. We've seen Razorbacks. Las Cannons on Razorbacks. Fire support. They can fire from the back of it. Impulsor. Here we go. Armored Hull. Ballistics Missile Array. D6. The Icarus is anti-fly for 2 damage. Frag for 1. So the missile array allows you different missile options. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything cool from here. Assault vehicle. You can disembark from the transport after it has advanced. Units to do so also count as having made a normal move and cannot declare a charge. But you get to advance and disembark. Advance and disembark. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. You can do 6 Tacticus or Phobos Infantry, and you can't do jump packs in it. So, drop pod, baby! Ha ha! This model can be set up in the battlefield in reserves, but neither it nor any units embarked within it are counted towards any limitations placed on the maximum number of reserved units it can start in the battle. This model can be set up in reinforcement steps of your first, second, or third movement phase, regardless of any mission rules. Any units embarked in this model must immediately disembark after it has been set up on the battlefield. They must be set up 9 inches away from enemy models. After this unit has been set up on the battlefield, no units can embark within it. Deadly Demise 1, Deep Strike. You can set up 10 Adeptus Astartes infantry. No Wolfen, Gravis, Centurion, or Terminator models. Man, that's fine. I thought they were getting a Lance Peter Storm, but it turns out he's here. Inceptor. You can get +1 if you're shooting other flyers. Not a big deal. +1 if you're shooting other flyers with the Storm Talon. Not a big deal. I mean, if you know 40k, you know what you're getting with these cats. Storm Raven Gunship. Armored Resilience. Subtract 1 from damage characteristics when they're shooting into it. You get a bunch of weapon options with it. It has transport, so you can take 12 Adeptus Astartes infantry models, 1 Dreadnought. Each jump pack, Wolfen, Gravis, or Terminator takes up 2 spaces. So you can take up 5-man Terminator with a character in it and drop them on somebody. I hope the point cost is affordable for this, because I would like to bring it. That would be fun. It would change the game. Fortification on Bunker. Unit can still be selected to target range attacks each time made, unless it is made with a pistol. Subtract 1 from the hit roll. Models in this do not need to take Desperate Escape test due to falling back, and while battle shocked, except for those that move within enemy models while doing so. That's kind of cool. Oh, so Hammerfall Bunker provides cover. Deadly Demise 6. Each time an enemy unit is set up or ends in a normal advance or fallback move within range of its weapons, if they are an eligible target, the bearer can shoot its weapons at that target as if it were the shooting phase. The bearer can shoot up to 4 times in this way in your opponent's moving phase. Man! Set up Hammerfell bunkers as a defense line, dude. And when they try to move into you, you're shooting at them with your heavy flamer and heavy flamer and heavy bolter array. So the heavy flamer is strength 5, neg 1 for 1 damage each. For 2d6. The missile launcher's cool. I wish a missile launcher from the Hammerfall had an indirect fire. That'd be cool. But am I getting greedy? I might be getting greedy. Hammerfall bunker seems cool now. Seems cool. Plasma cannon. So here's what you can also take in the Devastators. D3 shots, hits on 4s, supercharge it for 2 damage, neg 3 AP, strength 8. I'm probably still going to take it in my Dark Angels, but probably nobody else. Because, you know, we're going to get some plasma goodness. So, Captain Sicarius. Don't know nothing about Captain Sicarius. Chaplain Cassarius. Don't know nothing about the Chaplain Cassarius. These mean nothing to me. Tigarius means nothing to me. Oh, okay. And then we're going to get into Ultramarine characters. Oh, cool, look! Rosoro Khan! Ooh, cool, Vulcan. His stain is in here. Oh. Oh, it's the other chapter's characters that have to build their armies through the Space Marine Codex. Oh, okay, I gotcha. That's why Dark Angels aren't in it. Alright, cool. So this will wrap up my quick overview of it. Comment below, subscribe to Tabletop Chuck. We can get some more content. We can talk some more